right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kanipa with Makwa, Standing Bear, Soda Tribe, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4 Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor, published author, United States Swimming National Champion. Welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle, which really implies that we are the Medicine Circle. It really implies that no one is in charge, up to and including me. I do not want to be in charge. So the way this works is I am in the service of the Great Spirit, and I am in the service of the circle. And really, so I'm sitting right next to you. There's no other place that I'd rather be than to be of service to the circle. One of the most important things that we say here in the beginning, at the start, if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. And that simply means I want you to live your very best life. Find the very best version of you. Heal, learn to love, and offer all these beautiful things and be connected to all these beautiful things that bring us life. And so, we got some house announcements we are going over, and I forgot this the other day, you guys let me know. We are going over Daily Medicine April 8th. So if you could put that meditation in the feed today, it's a really beautiful one. We'll have a good time today. And also, we are coming off two platforms. So over there is YouTube, and over there is Facebook. So if you see me looking back and forth, there's two cameras. I'm looking at two cameras right now. So we are at Standing Bear, the author. Channel YouTube page. So and what's important about this, why I'm talking about it, is because we have archived everything that we do here on social media over there on YouTube. So it's just a library of everything that we've done over here. So just go, please like and subscribe. If you have a slow minute, slow day, just kind of scroll through, hit that play button, and revisit all of us again. And yeah, that's a beautiful thing. So okay, well let's start off in the usual way. We're gonna start off with some days you need a little extra smudge. I think today is one of those days for me, so I'm just gonna go enjoy and enjoy that. We smudge for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons why we smudge here, and we are going to ask for a volunteer. So please give me a heart, give me a little thumbs up. If you can kind of keep this smoke going throughout the morning meditation, it's in remembrance, honoring the residential school children who never made it home. Yes, so there's residential schools. We're forced to go there. So the reason I'm saying this is because we're in Europe and not everybody understands what happens over there. So residential schools, we were forced to go there. They were being raped and murdered over there, tossed in mass graves. So right now, I think the number is, I think they've gone through 14 or 15 residential schools, and they found over 20,000 children. So like it wasn't a one-time event. This was a consistent genocide of those who were murdered. So and no one, and this is a question that you had, why has no one been charged? And I can't answer to the justice system, and that's just unfortunately that's just the way it is. But here, we can make that change, and the reason why we want to keep that smoke going is the smoke connects us all. It brings us in, it connects us all. Water, air, fire, earth, smoke connect us all. So it's all those things that connect us. Also, a beautiful teaching here is this came from a grandmother out in Vancouver, British Columbia. So she suggested we do that, and again, I love to mention this because it is the grandmothers who are really making this beautiful life happen. They are the life givers. The sacred feminine are the life givers. And so when a grandmother suggests this, right, it's really, really beautiful and has to be acknowledged, right? So we acknowledge it in a good and wonderful way. So thank you to, and she does not want to be her name out there. So we want to respect that. But other than in general out in Vancouver, basically. So that is that. So let us begin in a good and beautiful way. Let us begin with a little prayer. If it doesn't begin with prayer, then it doesn't begin. If it does not begin with spirit, then it does not begin. And I would just like to add, if it doesn't begin with offering, then it doesn't begin. So let us do all those things. Let us offer a little pinch of tobacco and um, and a little help from above. If you would like to offer two, that would be good. And then, Kitchi Manitou, Creator, Great Spirit, Chi Meg Witch, thank you. Chi Meg Witch for our breath. Chi Meg Witch for our circle. Chi Meg Witch for our day. Chi Meg Witch for our life. Thank you. Thank you for everything. We are grateful for our last breath, and we are hopeful for our next, and we live in that place in between. We come here. We mean no harm in what we do. We live here, try to live, walk with it in accordance with spiritual and natural law. We come here in a good way, in a humble way. We come here. We may come here for a lot of reasons, but the first reason always is life. Without life, we have nothing. Without life, we have nothing. So we come here and we celebrate all life as if it was our own, because it is. We come here and we celebrate the lives of all nations, tribes, and circles, especially those nations, tribes, and circles that do not look like the two legs. What I offer you, I offer to myself. What I fail to offer you, I fail to offer for myself. The trees are offering. The standing nation, offering the world breath. So we are forever grateful for every breath. The swimming nations, the nations who swim, we say thank you. They teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the water. The wind nations, ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the wind and air. We say thank you. To the creepy crawlers and the slithers, the ones who teach us how to stay close and grounded to Mother Earth, we say thank you. To the four-legged nation, circles, and tribes, we understand that you are what you offer and teach us so much for our humanity. We say thank you. And of course, to other two-legged communities, all nations, circles, and tribes, well, we understand that you are our teachers as well. And this makes our ears and our hearts very happy. We celebrate those beautiful spirits that bring us life, air, water, fire, earth. We celebrate the ones who have come before us, our ancestors. And remember, the bears, the beavers, the eagle, they are also our ancestors. They lived in accordance with spiritual law. And the way we live is our offering to the next 7 generations. So we come from a million points of light and love. And that is a beautiful thing. And we also acknowledge that some of our two-legged ancestors were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they passed that along to us. So we understand this pain, this suffering, this grieving, this sadness, the mourning, and the loss. We understand this, but we also understand that we come here not only for ourselves, to pass our healing on to the next 7 generations. And we understand that this healing is a process, not an event. And during this process, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. And then the more we heal, the more we sit together, the more we understand, the more we sit with these beautiful teachings and the grandfathers and the grandmothers, we begin to understand something. We begin to understand that the abuse and trauma that they gave us was never for us to carry, but always for us to heal from. And so we understand that this healing is a journey. It comes in bits and pieces, and we are grateful that it comes in all. We are grateful for this time and this place that we can talk about such beautiful things, such delicate and powerful things. And again, we don't do this just for ourselves, because that would be selfish. What we come here to do is be selfless. So the way we live our lives is our offering to the next 7 generations. So what are we offering? We are offering healing and love here in this circle. And this makes our hearts very happy. We only borrow this earth from our children, and our children are only loaned to us. So we live at the intersection between two unseen worlds. This is a beautiful place, a beautiful time, a beautiful opportunity to break the chains, to break the cycles that keep us sick and toxic. We can break the chains of sadness, loneliness, despair, depression, and we can change and transmute that into life. That is why we are here, to learn to live a good life, to be a little better than we were yesterday, to be guided by something beautiful, to be guided by the grandfathers and the grandfather teachings, and by the grandmothers and by the grandmothers teaching, and by the matriarch. That is why we are here. And there are teachings to be found. There's a path that our ancestors have given us, but we can only see it with clear intentions. Beautiful prayers and offerings. That is when the way will be made. We will see this beautiful way. It is called the Red Road, the road of wellness, the road of all people. And we are honored to be here today. We are honored to be walking with each other, for each other. And on this road, there are beautiful teachings: humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, courage. These 7 teachings, the 7 grandfather teachings. So we use these as a foundation to live a beautiful life, as a foundation to find a beautiful life, as a foundation to keep a beautiful life. So we come here and we honor all life as if it was our own. And the longer we stay here, the longer we will understand this beautiful prayer of harmony and balance, the first prayer at the center of the universe. The first prayer that came down to the bellies of our mothers, the wombs of our mothers. We are to be the peacemakers. We are to use kind words. We are to use our words in a gentle and sacred way. We have forgotten the agreements, the ancient sacred agreements of why we're here. But these teaching, these ways, this grandfather way from the ancestors and the elders, they will guide us back to a good life. Okay, all right. Well, once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It is actually 2:00 here in East Germany, so we're kind of in the middle of the afternoon here, and wanted to kind of move it up a little bit to to see my brothers and sisters over there on the East Coast on Turtle Island. We do it here at 9:00 in the morning, which is like 2:00 in the morning over there. And so I just wanted to wait a little bit, like to do that, like to switch things up just to say hi to everybody. And again, if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. Again, very honored to be here with you and to sit with you, and let us have a good journey today. Let's have a good time. Let's heal the day. There was a comment the other day, and please keep your questions as comments. And the person did not want to be recognized, but really just appreciate how much fun that we have here. We laugh, we carry on, all this stuff. And so, again, one of those teachings, traditional indigenous teachings, is that humor is absolutely important and necessary for our healing. It doesn't have to be all doom and gloom and healing the wounds and this and all this and, blood and guts and all this. No, we can laugh and have a good time, kind of lighten it up, like a little beautiful levity goes a long way. So thank you for the elders for teaching us that. Okay, a couple things before we start off, the kind of preamble things, but I don't really like that word, but we're just going to use it anyway because it kind of fits here, it kind of works here. Hollow bones. Hollow bones. That's why we are here. Hollow bones. It is the red road. It is the prayer that we just said. That's a hollow bone prayer. That's a medicine wheel prayer. We understand that there's a life force out there. We understand this, that there's a life force out there. What we're supposed to do is to connect to that life force. We're supposed to connect to those things that give us life, right? We're supposed to honor. We're supposed to be grateful. We're supposed to pray with and for those things that give us life. That's the deal. That's what it is. Beginning with air, water, fire, earth. Those are the traditional medicines, right? Those are the medicines of life. Like, a person said, Mini Wachoni, which is Lakota for water is life. Well, there's there's 3 others. Earth is life. Air is life. Try to hold your breath, and see how much life you can get in about 10 minutes, right? So all these things bring us a good life. We are not to take them. We are to honor them. If we don't honor them, then we are coming from a place of entitlement, right? And when we come to a place of entitlement, that's a place of we forget how sacred they are. And when we forget how sacred they are, we quickly forget what is really sacred. Mother Earth, the fire, and all these things are sacred. And then after that is ourselves. We forget that we are sacred, that we are part of something beautiful. That's why this hollow bones prayer is so beautiful and so powerful. And the hollow bones is, and now there's a question with hollow bones today, with this, directly responding to this. Part one is connecting to air, water, fire, earth, connecting to the ancestors, connecting to humility. That's a beautiful thing, right? Part two is we're supposed to give life. Prayers, light. That's what we're supposed to do. And that you can write down. So, we become a world of takers, right? We're just taking. Taking is, the sickness, the colonial sickness. Well, you owe me. I am entitled. I'm not going to give you anything. Their religions reflect that, right? Well, just give me, the Savior. I need it right here. I'm not going to give you it here. Just give it right here. I'm not going to give you anything because this is what I need, right? And so to live in full circle, what do? We give prayers, prayer, life. So that means praying with the water. When we pray with the water changes. We know that. Dr. Emoto, even back in the 70s, figured that out. So science is way behind of what the indigenous spiritual path really understands and really walks with. It's like, hey, you pray with the water changes. Well, just imagine what happens to mothers. You pray with mothers. You think it stops with the water? You think it stops with the fire? You think it stops with the air? No. This thing can only get bigger, beautiful, and better. And the more we do it, the more we gather. Guess what? The more healing there is. That's how beautiful and powerful this is, right? Imagine if we all pray for Mother Earth. Like, what a beautiful place this would be. But you see, the thing is, humanity's forgotten these ancient sacred agreements, and we've walked away from the agreement. The agreements the ancient sacred agreements, harmony and balance, love, life, right? Humility, love, truth. These are sacred agreements that are part of the hollow bones, right? So so what we do here is we remember these teachings. It feels good. It feels right? So, when we talk about these, when the ancestors, when Grandfather Tony talked about these, it just felt right. And said, you know what? Praying with the water does feel right, But coming from the colonial world, that's contrast medicine. That's all that is. And I said, well, praying with the water, it's just like, of course, it's just whatever. It's like H2O, that's all it is. No, it is so much more than that. It is it is life-giving, life-offering. It is its own spirit. It gives us life. It gives us so much. So, anyway, kind of went off on a tangent. So, I love you guys, man. You let me go like this, and it's really, really beautiful. So, okay, ancestors and elders. Okay, so again, this is always about gratitude and thank you, right? So, the ancestors and elders. So ancestors are the ones who have come before us, not just the two-leggeds. Write that down, not just the two-leggeds. So eagles, bears, wolves, foxes, panthers, otters, all these things, all the bees, butterflies, dragonflies, these are all the ones that come before us. Those are all our ancestors, right? Just think about it. I can't even wrap my head around that. It's just like, oh my God, I could be here for a million lifetimes and still just know a little about all the life and what they are offering here, right? And we even haven't even talked about the two-legged ancestors yet, right? Especially the ones that live in accordance with spiritual law. They are out there. They are still out there. They are still helping us, right? We are guided by Grandfather Tony and his grandfather and the medicine men before him, right? We are, so we are so grateful. So thank you to Grandfather Tony for helping me out. I've been with him for over 30 years now, and it's just a beautiful thing. And so, it's always about here, write this down. It's always about gratitude and thank you. The morning prayers, the morning meditation. This is what it's really about. Like, how do we begin? Well, begin with gratitude. That's the deal. Welcoming a new day. So, okay. Okay, so we are at the circle. No one's in front of us, no one's behind us, no one's above us, no one is below us. That means we are all equal here. That's what this means. This is a braid of sweetgrass, one of the four sacred medicines, and this is a grandmother. I got this from a grandmother. We are all intertwined and overlapping, right there. That's all of us right here. So this is Kimberly, James, um, uh, James, Sybil, Loretta. This is all of us. This is the eagles, the bears. This is everybody, both seen and unseen. This is Mother Earth, the water. This is all this stuff, that all these beautiful spirits that bring us life. And so we are just so grateful for that. Again, back to that place of grateful. Life begins with being grateful. So thank you for that. Okay, sacred feminine. Here we are again. So the life givers. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the life givers, right? So let's be grateful for the life givers. And giving life is not like as there's a misconception out there that that the females give birth and that's the only event. No, they are a living prayer. That's how it was expressed to me by a grandmother. So they are. So it's not a one time. So a baby, yes, that's beautiful. Giving life. That's why we're here, right? But they keep on giving. They keep on nurturing. They keep on loving. The grandmother who said, "Let us keep this smoke going throughout the entire." That is a life giving. She is giving. She is offering us life. The grandmother from out in British Columbia is still offering us life. Is still offering us life. That is absolutely beautiful, right? Right. And that's just the way it is, right? That's so beautiful, right? They are offering life there, and we are to give life. So we are to give gratitude, great gratitude back, right? We are here, many of us here, only because of the prayers of our grandmothers, and that's the truth, right? They have protected us when we have forgotten to protect ourselves, right? They have protected us when we have forgotten to ask for help. They were there helping, right? That's very beautiful and very powerful. And just sit with that a second. Write that down. Right now, the prayers of my grandma, they're still walking with. That's how powerful it is. That's the sacred feminine right there. I love you, right? When we connect to that, we are here to connect to these things that bring us life. That's one of the things that bring us life. That's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing, right? Okay, so okay, question of the day. Please keep your questions and comments coming. I covered like 6 of them already. I'm way behind on my questions because I'm traveling. Sometimes I just don't. I'm on Wi-Fi, so a lot of times I just can't get. I just don't have the internet service. So anyway, like when I'm travel days, when I'm doing certain things like men's circles, that kind of thing, I just don't have time to check in. But please keep your questions and comments coming. Okay, explain harmony and balance. That's the question. Okay, that's a pretty big question. There was a little back and forth here, and we whittled it down to harmony and balance. Okay, everything has to be equal and balanced, right? That is natural law. We can't negotiate with natural law. Humility is natural law, right? We can't negotiate with humility. Sorry, we cannot negotiate with humility, right? Right. We can't negotiate the truth. Before I got here, I said the truth is whatever I said it was, right? Right. Right. Man's law. That's just whatever man decides, right? Fracking is a good idea, but that's not according to natural law. Drilling for oil, not a part of Mother Nature's natural cycles, right? Deforestation, drilling up thorn, that's legal. All that is legal. Dumping toxins on our food, that's a legal thing, right? But that's so far from the truth, right? So far from the truth. Spiritual and natural law does not negotiate. Universal law does not negotiate, right? That's the thing. So when we want to get back into harmony and balance, guess what? We have to step out of that kind of colonial model, framework, idea, concept, theories. Those theories will toxify our bodies, will toxify Mother Earth. We are living out of balance. How do we live in balance? Okay, so we recognize what the problem is. What would be the solutions? Okay, well, it's really clear. It's really basic. We have a 30-day challenge going on. It's one of those things, right? Bringing us in harmony and balance, right? Saying prayers at the beginning of the day brings us into starts the day with harmony and balance, right? Okay, so taking this bag of tobacco, right? Offering what? Offering words. So our words to be heard, our prayers to be heard. So traditionally, we're supposed to pray with the tobacco, and then we're supposed to offer that tobacco. That's the way it works, right? So pray with the tobacco, and we're supposed to pray for all life too, right? That's why that opening prayer is so beautiful and so powerful, because we're not just praying for ourselves, because that would be selfish. We want to be selfless. When we celebrate life, we have to celebrate all life. That brings harmony and balance. Like if you want to be like, there's people that complain about like the world. Well, that's good, because we've already acknowledged that there's something wrong with the world. But what are we really doing about it? Well, pray for all life. Pray for our enemies. Write that down. You want to bring harmony and balance to your life? Pray for those people that hurt you. Pray for those people that hurt the water. Pray for those people. And you know what? Like, here's a question. Here. A couple years ago, there's no dabble. It's Standing Rock. It was water protectors protecting the water from big oil, right? Big energy, right? And so they had asked me to go to Standing Rock, right? Go to be a part of the prayers and something like that. And I was really honored, but I said, you know what? Let me take this to prayer. Let me take this is one of those things where the tobacco and the pipe have to be, right? That's the way we get our real answers. My ego wanted to go and be on the front lines and like be on that, but I said, look, man, that's not, walking a new way. Let me sit with the pipe. See what the pipe has to do. The pipe said, no, you sit right here. And at the time I was in North Miami, and I said, okay, well, that's interesting. I'll just sit right here. And then I prayed some more. And then here's where the real beauty comes in. I said, we need you to hold that sacred space for those going to Standing Rock, and those, especially those coming back. And what an honor and privilege it was for me to be of service in North Miami during those times. We had caravans going out from South Florida, and we had caravans coming back, right? Those people saw a horrific thing. They were dosed with toxins. They weaponized everything. They flew over, they toxified them, they sprayed the people with all sorts of like crazy, just murderous things. They saw grandmothers, shot point blank range, right? Point blank. Morton County sheriffs and the military contractors that were there. So these people that came back, right? This is where Creator and the Great Spirit needed me, just to sit and to hold that space. And here's the harmony and balance. They came here, tears in their eyes, hate in their voice, in their steps, and their words. And they said, we have to get back. We have to arm. We have to do that. And I said, no. If we do that, we're just as bad as they are. And we can't do that. Right? That's harmony and balance. We have to pray for those who have hurt us most. That's harmony and balance. Right? Right. Hate mess with hate. Fire mess with fire. Everybody gets burned. Right? Right. Harmony and balance. These are some of the things we have to offer those who are hurt and wounded life. That's why we are here. So, there's a war going on, just over there, like the Ukrainians are fighting the Russians, right? So, people coming in, oh, well, pray for Ukraine, pray for Ukraine. I'm like, no. Everybody needs prayers of love and light. That's it, right? If you start a war, you probably need some prayers of love and light, right? That's the deal. That's why we're here, right? That is harmony and balance. Okay, so please give your questions in because I'm not sure I answered the question, but explain harmony and balance. So when harmony and balance isn't a theory; it's a way of life. That's why we're here. Okay, so okay, we are here at the moment. We are kind of. I'm not sure what to. Okay, 32. Okay, so we are okay. So we go over, and I know you see it backwards. So okay, Whispers from the Hollow Bone and Daily Venison, both written by me, both. Medicine Wheel teachings, and so what we do is we read a little blurb, a little meditation, and then we sit with it. So one of those things is we want to make good relations with it. So like even in this little teaching we have today, April 10th, daily medicine. So we're going to read it a couple times. Develop a general impression. It's really important. That is our beginning, right? We want new beginnings, so we celebrate new beginnings. So just tell us what you think and kind of where you're at. And then the beautiful thing is, the magical thing is here, we will grow together. That's a beautiful and the magical growing when the medicine gathers. So there's some beautiful, beautiful people here. So when the medicine gathers together, guess what? We heal. That's it. That is natural because we come here, we mean no harm, we pray, we offer, we smudge. So now the time we have set the table now. So now the healing really takes traction right now. So let's jump in here. We're going to read a couple times, develop a general impression, and then we will break it down. Today's a really beautiful one. Daily medicine. I think somebody put that in the feed. Thank you, Maureen. I think I saw it there again. Thank you. Appreciate you. So the poetry of Mother Earth is found in all living things. It is written in the color she wears and the music she sings. The poetry of Mother Earth is found in all living things. It is written in the colors she wears and the music she sings. Like if we want to live a good life, this is the way to do it. Right? This is absolutely beautiful. It tells us what to do, how to do it, why we're here. Right? Yeah. Let's start. And I can remember talking with Grandfather Tony, and we went through this probably 1,000 times. I said, Tony, where do we start? Well, I said, start in the beginning. So we're going to start in the beginning. So thank you to that Tonyism. So thank you to that. The poetry. Okay, that is interesting. That's an interesting word because that's not the normal medicine wheel word that we use. Right. But why do you think Spirit brought it to us, right? Given to us by the Great Spirit. Hey, what is poetry? Poetry is beauty. Poetry is delicate. Poetry is insightful. Poetry is power. Poetry is and basically the poetry here is understanding connection, understanding the power of that connection. Right? That's the poetry. That's the beauty. Everything begins with spirit. So poetry begins with the spirit, right? The beauty, the spiritual beauty, walking in beauty, right? Walking in beauty, right? Walking in beauty. Like before I got here, I am a genocide survivor, right? Right. They took everything they could away from me, and I tried to take whatever was left, right? And that's a fact, coming from heavy trauma, right? But when I started walking the red road, and Grandfather Tony started talking about walking in beauty, and I had no idea what he was talking about, walking beauty. Walking, and that means like the short and long words, walking in accordance with spiritual law. We look behind the poetry, beauty, spiritual law. Walking in a beautiful way, walking with what? Humility, love, truth, honor, respect, and courage, right? Can you do that? Can you even comprehend? I couldn't even comprehend that when I got here, right? Because I was incarcerated. I was spiritually incarcerated from the trauma that I had suffered and the abuse that was still happening inside my mind. You know, the trauma happened, but the trauma never left, right? The abuse, the abusers, they never left right here. So beginning, and that's just contrast, man. That's the beginning, and this is where we are now. I've been here for 30 years. I'm not the same guy that I was, right? Right. So the poetry, beauty, walking in a sacred way, using sacred words, right? And behind all that is a beautiful healing, right? And here, write all this stuff down, right? Poetry, beautiful healing, you know, seven sacred laws, and building good connections with, right? Right. And they just beautiful. It's really poetic. Actually, they summed it up into this beautiful poetry. It's not abstract. It's just a really simple, beautiful understanding that what and behind all that is what the celebration of life, right? Right. We can't see the poetry without understanding and celebrating life, and we can't do that without celebrating each other. That's the poetry here. So the poetry. So there's so many meanings and teachings here. So that's the circle medicine right here. That's that beautiful, beautiful circle medicine right here. That's living in a circle. That's understanding that the value of all life. You know, when we don't understand the value of all life, we can't find the value in ourselves. Write that down, right? That's part of that beautiful poetry, man. I could go on and on about poetry, but you know, let's move on. Okay, the poetry of, okay, it gets very specific here, right? And we have to know that we've already talked about it a bunch today, but what? Mother Earth, the sacred feminine, right? Okay, what? Okay, sacred feminine, Mother Earth, sacred feminine is what? The life giver. So what are they telling us to do? To see the beauty of the life givers, right? Of those things that give us life. It's not just Mother Earth. There's all these beautiful things that offer us air, gives us life. Is offering us life. The trees are offering the air which offer us life. It is all interwoven. And guess what? The trees are grounded to Mother Earth, right? We are all one big circle, and we are all one big family, and this is the way it is. Right? It is this beautiful symphony, right? Let's get a little. I'm getting a little, you know, I'm getting a little artsy, but that's okay. I'm kind of in an artsy mood. I'm wearing a black shirt, you know. I got Bannock all over because I, you know, fry bread because I was cooking fry bread. Never cook fry bread in a black shirt, by the way. That you can write down. So I love you guys. I mean, I got all over my shirt. I know white splotches all over, right? So, but you know, write this down. Fry bread is life. Okay, let's pull it back, Snowgrove. Okay, all right. So the poetry of Mother Earth. Sacred feminine offering life. So the sacred feminine, the two-legged sacred feminines have direct relations, right? We are the men are also definitely, but you know, the sacred feminine, they sit in that beautiful sacred feminine circle, which you know, right? Sacred feminine earth, sacred feminine people, right, connected in a really beautiful and powerful way. When we forget Mother Earth is sacred feminine, guess what we also forget, because everything is intertwined and related. It goes that way too. It goes in a negative. When we forget Mother Earth is sacred, guess what? We forget all other sacred feminines are sacred too, right? That's natural law. So that's why. That's the beauty and the power. That's why we start with Mother Earth, right? Because she's the one that has offers. She's the great mother, right? You know, the matriarchal of us all, right? That's why the tribes on Turtle Island were a matriarchal society. Grandmothers led the tribe because they were not because it's a hierarchy, because they were the life givers, right? Again, this is not a hierarchy thing. That's the thing that will keep us sick, right? That's the thing that will keep us sick. But the things that will bring us healthy is remembering and honoring what? The sacred feminine. That's why we talk about it so much. That's why it's so powerful. It's not just no, it's powerful when we sit with it, when we understand it. It is so much bigger, so broader, so much more power. It is empowering, right? When we forget Mother Earth, we forget the sacred feminine. Okay, when we forget the water, water is a powerful sacred feminine, giving us life. Life is water, right? So when we forget that, right, if we're mostly water, and then it's automatic, we forget, and 85% of ourselves, right? Because we're 85% water, 80% water. Someone's going to come up with a number, but it's something like that. So imagine forgetting the very thing that gives you life. That's incomprehensible, but that's where humanity is, right? That's where humanity is. So, can we move on, Snowbird? Okay, let's move on. So the poetry of Mother Earth is, okay, found. Why do you think they put found there? I'll wait. Why do you think they put found there? The poetry of Mother Earth is found. I'll wait. Hold on. Go ahead, keep writing. Is found. Why don't they say just give it? We're just going to give it. No, right? Because the price has to be paid. We have to put some skin in the game. We have to do some spiritual work. If everything begins with a spirit, we have to do some spiritual work. So they're not just going to give us this thing and just be here. Well, here's some healing that you don't have to do anything for. But what? You have to seek it out. You have to seek out this healing. You have to go out there. You have to sit in ceremony. You have to pray hard. You have to pray for your enemies. You have to pray for your abusers. You have to go out and thank life for life. Go out and thank the ancestors. These are all these things. That's how we find I love you, right? We can't do it sitting in a room for 20 years and thinking that, everything's going to be all right, because it's not. We have to go out. We have to sit in the circle. We have to gather. We have to gather in these beautiful circles. We have to sit with different tribes and different people. We have to share the medicine. When the medicine gathers, guess what? We heal. And the weed that we heal is not only us, it's the next 7 generations. That's what it is. And then when we heal, we remember that we are all one tribe and one community. We are all one two-legged community. So there's no nations or, like this, like that. No, we are one people, right? We are one beautiful people, right? That's why it says found. This is one of the most profound words in any reading in this book. Found. You must go out and seek, discover. When you seek, you will find, and that's natural law. It may not be right away, it may not be next week, but guarantee you, that's why when we do things in a good way, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. That's that beautiful thing. Like, if we want to discover life, we have to go out there and we have to seek. And once we seek life, we have found ourselves. We have become full circles. We find the value. We find our gifts. We find our place in the circle. We seek value. We see the value in others that they don't see themselves. That's the beautiful thing. Right. And I'm sorry, I got a cookie. Sorry about that. I don't normally do that, by the way, but I had a moment, right? So just like work with it. So could be a bear thing. Okay, so, and here's the thing. The poetry of Mother Earth is found. Mother Earth never left. Harmony and balance never left. It's still out there. Love never left. Humility never left. But we left the ancient spiritual agreements that we have made as two-legged nations, circles, and tribes. We have made these spiritual agreements with harmony. and with balance and with humility and love and truth and honesty, respect, wisdom, and courage. Right? Right. We have forgotten these agreements. Okay, the poetry of life is found in what? All. Put right full circle, right? Right full circle, right? All, not just some, not just the Christians, not just the Catholics, not just, no, that's the sickness, right? All, all. We don't need the Bible. We need to sit together. That's the deal. We don't need a savior. We need to sit together. We need to pray together. We need to understand each other. We need to understand that all of us are Mother Earth, and that you can write down. Right? There's no religion that covers this. It can't. It won't. Not that thing. It's just us sitting here and our connection to all of these things. And all of these things are far more advanced than we are spiritually. Everything begins with the spirit, right? Take this tree, right? This tree, like this is the nut right here. And the nut grows and grows. It grows in darkness, right? Right. What I'm saying here is this is not an easy path. It's hard work, right? Right. Finding the all is hard work. Being a part of the all, finding love is hard work, right? Being the all, that's why my elder said we have to be all in, right? We just can't do it on Tuesday afternoons and expect we're going to be well by Friday. That's impossible. We can't do it on Sunday and expect to be good. I'm like, no, we're not bad people becoming good. That's not the narrative. The narrative is that we bring down those illusionists and we connect to each other on a spiritual level, on a conscious level, and we understand that everything has a conscious, everything has an awareness. There's a vibration out there. Everything has a song, everything has a language. We may not understand it, and never going to come to us and knock on our door. The flowers aren't going to come to our door and be like, here's a way to live a good life. Oh, we have to go out there. We have to sit with. There's time and patience. We have to offer ourselves. We have to offer our prayers, right? That's where all is found. That's the all in living things. So it's not just one thing, right? Right. It's all living things. And they're talking about, again, the teaching behind the teaching is about the sacred hoop, right? Finding the sacred center in all things. And that you can write down there. The sacred center and all things have a sacred center. Stones have a sacred, the elements, fire, sacred center, water, sacred center, right? They all have these beautiful sacred centers that offer us life. And so we have to go there, understand and pray with them, offer ourselves, right? So that we can listen. Listening is the first form of communication. So once we offer, right? And then it's our job to listen. So listening is the first form of communication. Who here, just give me a thumbs up. Who here, I know, I'm sorry. I ate a cookie on the live. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of like, I had a moment, man. I really did. I'm not supposed to do that. I know it. My doctor's going to be upset with me. I'm going to get a phone call later. I know. I love you. But okay, so it's found in all living things. Just right here, write life next to that. That's what we're here for. This is how to celebrate life, connecting to life so we can live a good life, so we can find our values, so we can find our place, so we can find our spiritual gifts and offer that spiritual gift back to the circle, giving life, love. If we haven't found our spiritual gift, we haven't really found our place in the circle. We haven't found a place in the circle. We haven't found value in ourselves. We don't find value in ourselves. We can't find value in the world around us. You see how it's all related and intertwined and interconnected. You can't have one without the other. Misunderstanding goes that way. Understanding goes this way. It works both ways. That's spiritual law. So when we start listening and understanding with humility, when we start listening to the trees and the wind, and now it's a good time because now we're starting to go into a new season, the fall season. It's really, really beautiful. what is fall doing? Is offering, is lived a good life. The summer was a good life. I had a great time this summer. And now it's offering. What is it offering in life? Life is offering is trees. Trees are beautiful. Now it's changing of the seasons. You cannot tell me that fall isn't one of the most beautiful seasons on earth anywhere, right? Because it's just like, the turning of the seasons. So that's me giving an offering can look beautiful too. That's part of understanding. And you know what? When you offer, that's a beautiful thing. That's the teaching behind it, right? When we offer, it's telling us in not so many words that this is a beautiful way to live, right? But without it, we become a world of takers, and takers is the church. Takers is the government. Takers is the banking system. Right? It's like everything that is colonial is constantly taking from us. But what can we do here? We can offer life. That's what we can do. That means beginning with appreciation, loving what has been offered to us. That's where life is found. That's where life begins. And if we don't do it, then what kind of life are we really going to begin? What we're going to do is we start complaining about those guys like me, and they're going to point fingers and what Wayne's doing this, what this person doing, oh my God, instead of really being in that moment of gratitude and just saying, hey, look, we got people out there doing some good things, right? That's the beautiful thing, right? That's the beautiful thing. Start offering that gratitude, and then we start seeing more gratitude. That is spiritual law. That you can write down, right? That you can write down, right? So, the poetry of Mother Earth is found in all living things. It is written. Okay, there's a little there, right? Okay, if everything has a language, right? Also, the trees have a language. Who here? Give a thumbs up if you remember my tree story. Give me thumbs up. I'll wait. And I'm going to have another break because I'm fired up. Fine. It's a really good cookie, by the way. So, who here remembers my tree story? Okay. Tree story. The short version is after offering for. Okay, should I tell my true story? Do you want me to tell my true story? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, I'll tell my true story. Okay. So my true story is a friend of mine, I'm going to give you the 30-second version. So a friend of mine relative comes down from Onion Lake, Saskatchewan to Florida. That's where I had my circle right there. I had that circle. Red Door Sanctuary, had that for a number of years, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 years, I don't know. So that's when we hosted roadmen, right? So guys that were carrying ceremony for other communities. That's what they do. I'm a roadman, so people are hosting me now. So that's so hosting my cousin from Onion Lake, Saskatchewan. His thing was to connect all the hearts, right? And I thought it was really, really beautiful. So he came and left, and I'm thinking, well, let me deepen this connection in my morning prayers and my morning meditations. Hey, so in that, like I can see birds having a heart, people have a heart, and lizards having a heart, all these things have a heart. But I'm looking at I'm looking at the tree over there, right? I'm looking at the tree, looking at my thing. I'm like, well, you have life, right? You have life. I know you breathe. I know you're from Mother Earth, but I can't see your heart. So I offered. I took this tobacco, offered this tobacco, and I said, where is your heart? I want to see your heart. Took that question to my community there, to our community there. And there was a lot of beautiful things. Well, the heart is in the ground. It must be deep in the earth, connection. It's in the trunk. It's in the highest part of the all these beautiful answers. After 6 weeks, here, write this down. Prayer is about preparation, patience and preparation. That's what prayer is, right? That's the beginning. That's the end, right there. We are not in the results business. We are in the accepting business, right? That's the deal too, right? So, walking up to the streets about 6 weeks in, about to offer, and then I heard it like I'm hearing like the cars drive by, the kids outside, and it said, "I am all heart. I am all heart all the time." And the tree asked me, and I'm sharing with you, can you be all heart all the time? Can you be all heart all the time? That's the deal, right? Right. Written, the language. There's a language that the tree speaks. It is the way it lives, Write that down. It is what is offering. That's what is written. It is written right. We don't need a Bible. We don't need words. We need to understand what they are offering. That's what they're saying here. It is clear. The why they use written, my guess would be because it is very clear. Once it's written, it is very clear. But in spiritual realms, all things have a language that is written in the way they live, in the way they offer. It is their offering to the next 7 generations. It is their offering to the next season. It is their offering to the next day. That's when, what are we offering? What are you offering? Kimberly, what are your Sybil? What Donna, what are you offering? This is such a humble and gratitude, right? This is not humiliation. This is a practice in humility, right? That's the difference. You see, once we get in colonial thinking, it's blame, shame, guilt. So we go right away to what? Self-centered humiliation. But really what they're trying to do here is telling us how to be humble, right? How to read, how to relate to, how to connect to. These are all the things behind the word written, right? That's why how are we, this is the language in which we will understand and look at, right? Read into, understand, connect to what? Life, love, humility, truth, all these things. That's why they have it here. I love you. No. I'm really sorry how cookies aren't going to work about. So it is written in, oh my God, the color. Color is a language in and of itself. I'm an artist. I love to paint. I'm painting in like a little while, but color right here. Color is a language unto itself. Everything is screaming to us all the time. All life is begging for a relationship with us, right? Write that down. Begging. The colors are begging for a relationship with us. That's why the fall, there's so many colors, because it wants to teach us that offering is a beautiful thing. Giving is a beautiful thing, right? Giving to what? The next season, the next year. That's the offering for what? The next 7 generations. These are overlapping, intertwined teachings that we have to be a part of, but we don't understand it because we can't read or understand, connect to what the colors and what is written right before us on the language of the trees, in the wind, the color, and even the sound. Life loves you. Do you love life? And if you're not loving life, this is the way to do it. Right? Be grateful for what is offered to us, right? This is the greatest time of humanity to be alive, but all we can talk about is complain, right? But here, there's still life around us. We can turn this thing around. We can raise our consciousness. That's what they're telling us here. This is why we're here. I love you. The songs. Have you listened to the songs of the flower? If not, you have not only missed the best part of life, you have missed the best part of you. If you haven't heard the sounds of the sunrise, you haven't begun your day, and you have missed the best part of you. That's like trying to steer a car, that has 4 wheels or 2 wheels, and you're driving and doing this and everything goes sideways. All we do is complain. That's what we're doing, right? But the red road, these ways, these are from the ancestors. These are from what? Mother Earth, those very things that give us life. This is what we do. This is why we do it. And this is how we do it. This is why we're engaged in doing this. This couldn't be written any more simply or any more clearly. This is for our benefit. This is for your benefit, right? This is for your benefit. And when you benefit, when you do the work, we win. How about that? We win, we connect, we honor, we love. We get to carry on life one more generation. We keep killing Mother Earth. We're going to start running out of future generations. That's a fact, right? The things they're putting in the air and the water, we know what they're doing, right? We know what they're doing, but here, things don't start in physical realms. Everything starts with the spirit, and that's what they don't understand, right? They can't kill our spirits. They can't do it, right? So what are they? So what's so what is the Great Spirit offering? They offered this us today. Listen to the music, right? If you haven't listened to music, you haven't found yours. That's real. That's natural law. If you can't see the language on Mother Earth, with Mother Earth, for Mother, you haven't found or understand the language within yourself. You can't even speak to yourself in a proper, decent, sense, because you don't know how. Because we don't know how to listen to the sacred feminine. It is all related. I love you. Everything around you is saying, I love you, and you are missing all of it. Everything here is trying to nurture you and give you life, but we are missing all of it. Right? Because we're complaining about, the government's complaining about the war, complaining on this, but what we're missing is we're missing a large part of our life connecting to this beautiful life, because we're complaining about all these other things. But when we're complaining, we're not living. Right? That's the power right there. What is, and this is a reminder from you, what is your takeaway from today? Right? What is your takeaway? Right? Try to keep this thing to an hour, right? I love you. So, a couple of announcements. My film opening will be in Charlotte, France, October 6th, 7th, and 8th. If you'd like more information about that, my film opening will be all over social media. We're going to put it on all sorts of platforms. It will be out there. We are going to have screenings all over Europe. I'm very, very, very excited. So it's a documentary about me, my story as a 60 scoop survivor, and how I grew to understand some of the things that we are talking here, how to live a good life. So anyway, also contact me for some other dates in and around Europe. The question also is, when am I going to head back to Turnline? I'm not quite sure yet. Going to figure that out. Probably going to be a little ways now, but it's getting cold, and so I might. I don't know. Anyway, again, if no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much. Let's let the standing nation, the grounding, let us ground to those beautiful things that we have been offered here today. Just kind of close your eyes, picture that beautiful place. That's a place of imagination. Go there, use that, find that beautiful place. Listen, just close your eyes and listen to all these beautiful things that are giving us life. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. The final word is, when this ceremony may end, but a ceremony in you does not end. So let's take what we live here, love here, and learn here, and listen to here, and take it out to the four winds. But before it goes there, it has to go here. It has to go to your heart space. If it doesn't go to your heart space, it will not go to your friends, your family, your loved ones, your relatives, your community, your nation. It will not go there. Right. So before it goes to the four winds, make sure it goes right here. So that means go far beyond hitting that share button. We did a beautiful job today, and you are part of that. Every single one of you here that listened to this, that experienced this beautiful, beautiful, magical spirit today that flowed through us, man. Hit that share button. And you know what? Take that and take it out to the four winds. It's no good to be all spiritual here if we don't take it out there. My name is Kanipa Makwa, Standing Bear. And if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. Let's have a great day. Bye-bye.